Guyanese youth can look forward to a brighter future filled with great possibilities, and Essequibo, get ready. Government is heading your way. It's Tuesday, May 28, and we have lots to tell you. First up, President David Granger today received the Green State Development Strategy (GSDS) Vision 2040 report from representatives of the UNDP. The findings of the report are expected to provide an inclusive, prosperous, and good quality of life for all Guyanese. President Granger believes the report will ensure that Guyana stays ahead of the climate change fight, and as the country moves into petroleum production, the strategy aims to better equip Guyana for the environmental challenges that may arise. More on this story can be found on our website and a special report on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. President David Granger has given his assurance that the nation's youth can expect a brighter future with many opportunities as his government continues in its efforts to providing the good life.
During his address, President Granger noted that the coalition government is working to prepare youths to assume important roles in this future. Quote, "The central aspiration of the independence generation was to secure a better future for their children and grandchildren. Young people today can look forward to a bright future with greater confidence, enthusiasm, and hope, knowing that their government is laying a stronger foundation for a good life for them and their children." End quote. He explained that the National Youth Policy is guiding this preparation process and that this policy is based on 4 pillars: education, equality, empowerment, and employment. The Sustainable Livelihoods and Entrepreneurial Development (SLED), the Hinterland Employment and Youth Service (HAYS), and the Youth Innovation Project of Guyana (YIPOC) initiatives are examples of how government is helping to promote self-employment for young people. Young people under the coalition government are also more involved in decisions that affect them directly. Quote, "Youth today have a greater say in decision making. Young professionals and entrepreneurs are being consulted in the fashioning of our national budget. Young people's opinions and interests are taken into consideration in the development of government policies."
The 53rd Independence Flag Raising Ceremony was a day of many firsts as young people took the lead for the cultural program and hoisted the golden arrowhead.
Those were the scenes from the flag-raising ceremony hosted at the Durban Park on Sunday. Following the spectacular performances, Minister of Social Cohesion Dr. George Norton and Minister of Communities Ronald Balkan commended the young people for their efforts.
This is certainly a blessed nation when one take into consideration what the rain has been doing for the past couple of days, and here we have bright sunshine, all breezy, and you're seeing the golden arrowhead in its true colors, so to speak. I'm really happy with the outcome of everything.
I feel a great sense of great joy as well as pride to be able to witness such a fantastic program that celebrates our Guyanese-ness, our uniqueness, our diversity, our unity, the exuberance displayed by the children here and all of the participants. It's a great way to commemorate and celebrate our independence and to remind us of our common heritage and of the great future that awaits our nation.
InfoHub took this opportunity to speak to some persons about this day and what it meant to them.
Independence in everything. I mean, some people tend to say that nothing is independent, but when you look around and you see the freedom that we have, freedom of press, freedom to speak, freedom of everything that we have in Guyana here, to some of the countries, like look what's going on in Venezuela and so on. At this moment, we have a lot to be thankful for.
Well, it means development for our country because we would have been separated from the crown, from colonial ruling. And so it means that we as the people of Guyana should look forward for development in our infrastructure, in all the provisions for the young people and for economic development.
Independence means so much to me, you wouldn't believe it, because I see so much love with our people. I never really come out to flag raising, but now I'm out here. I never ever come in all my 44 years. I've never been here, and I'm happy to here more so because my son is here participating also.
I'm Neola Damon at Durban Park with videographer Akeem Thomas, InfoHub.
On Friday last, 23 women were among the 77 Guyanese conferred with national awards by President David Granger for their exceptional service to Guyana. Since assuming office in 2015, the president has ensured that the awards ceremony is hosted annually.
National awards are part of our national honor system. The awards embody our nation's values. They are tangible tokens of the respect which a grateful nation can bestow on its worthy citizens. These awards express appreciation for the selfless service. They encourage emulation, and they extol the success of the recipients.
His Excellency President David Granger. Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Yonette Cummings Edwards, issued a charge to the awardees.
As you receive the symbols, the insignias of investiture, may you rededicate your energies towards the health, happiness, and prosperity of Guyana.
InfoHub reached out to some of the distinguished awardees to learn a bit about their work and thoughts on this momentous occasion.
Well, I've been in Islamic works for the past 20 years. I've been teaching small children and adults Islamic studies, basic Islamic studies. And I've been doing that from Bartica to Barbies. It's always an honor to when people recognize the things that you're doing and you feel good about it. So it's an honor for me to receive this award today.
Tashao Nicholas Fredericks of Shilanab Region 9 was awarded the Golden Arrow of Achievement for his works in community development.
I feel very excited and honored. For me, it is an honor to receive a national award for the country, for the contribution that we are doing, more particularly to the communities. I want to thank the selectors, the government, the president for really recognizing the work that I have been doing.
Meanwhile, a young cricketer also relished in the moment of copying the Golden Arrow of Achievement award.
It's great to be recognized at such a young age. Looking around, I think I was the youngest recipient this evening. And I hope it's an inspiration for not only young sportsmen, but young professionals in general.
Another awardee, Dr. Suresh Narayan, who is a scientist and university professor, reflected on the importance of bestowing national awards.
For all of the fellow awardees, today is a special day because today is when our homeland says, well done. And I think one can't underestimate the importance of that. To motivation. It's a way of our country saying to us, you've been doing the right thing.
National awardees are conferred annually by President Granger since 2015. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
When we return, community forest organizations benefit from a program on cooperation and income tax requirements, and Essequibo government is coming to you and bringing its services. The details of this and more in a moment.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Representatives from over 69 local community forestry organizations are now better informed of the corporation and income tax requirements after completing an 11-month program.
The program was sponsored by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the European Union Forest Law Enforcement, Governance and Trade Program. Training took place at the Guyana Forestry Commission. InfoHub spoke with some of the participants of the program.
We used to have some very big fines and so on, and from the time we had the monitoring and so on, our members really come to adjusting themselves to suit GFC's code of practice and what they were looking for.
The training with the EU FLEC was very informative. It helped us to build capacity. It helped us to do things better than we used to do before. It helped us to do sustainable logging.
Our members generally they have different views as it relates to, the GRA, NIS and all these things and what we need to be compliant with. But presently we are, as an association, we're actually working on getting all the members, to be compliant with GRA and all the necessary what they need to get to fall into this process.
Topics included limited compliance in areas such as cooperation and income tax requirements, national insurance and social security requirements, and labor matters such as employees' age, non-discrimination, occupational health and safety, and payment of wages. The program's main objective was to increase compliance in accordance with the requirements for small concessions. Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman and FAO's representative in Guyana, Dr. Gillian Smith, were among those who attended the closing ceremony on Tuesday. For InfoHub, Rebecca Ganesh.
Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder recently commissioned Guyana's first amphibious excavator at the East Demerara Water Conservancy in Flagstaff, Cane Grove on the east coast of Demerara.
The acquisition is expected to assist executing works in those hard-to-reach areas that are at risk of flooding and will bring relief to residents and farmers whose economic activities are usually disrupted by flooding caused by intensive rainfall and overtopping of the sea defenses.
The excavator is capable of working in waterways as deep as 16 feet and is fully self-propelled. This gives the machine the ability to work in critical areas.
The machine is able to move in swampy lands, marshes. Even if the soil is absolutely soft, this machine can still move. And of course, as we saw just now, it can move on water. So, whereas formerly the conventional hydraulic excavators can only move on land.
The machinery was acquired with the use of residual funds from Phase 2 of the Japanese International Cooperation Agency sponsored project aimed at rehabilitating the East Demerara Water Conservancy, something that farmers are more than happy for.
I see this here as very much improved facility towards farmers and drainage and irrigation in helping to clear the canals so you're able to get access to water easily, and for maintenance of our drainage and irrigation most of all.
These rehabilitation works are critical as the East Demerara Water Conservancy supplies water to all the plantations and estates on the east coast and east bank of Demerara. It also provides water for 80% of Georgetown, and without it, they would not be able to have enough water in the capital city. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
The management of the Guyana-Suriname ferry service is advising that the MB Sandaka will be in operation from May 31 to June 2. It will depart Molson Creek Terminal, Guyana at 9 hours. Check-in begins at 6:30 hours and ends at 8 hours. The vessel will depart from the South Drain, Suriname at 11:30 hours. Check-in from 8 to 10 hours at the respective local times. This window, management said, was created to facilitate the return of passengers and vehicles stranded on both sides. After that, the service will be suspended until further notice. The public is asked to note that the MB Sandaka cannot accommodate 20 and 40 feet containers and trucks with height and width above 3 and 2.7 meters, respectively. Management regrets any inconvenience caused. On Wednesday, May 29, the government will be taking its services to the residents of Pomeroon Supernam region at Damon Square and Regina. Government is calling on residents to come out and have their concerns addressed by ministers and representatives from over 20 government agencies and ministries.
This is the 8th installment of the Government Comes to You outreach the coalition government has undertaken. Some of the represented agencies and ministries include the Ministries of Natural Resources, Social Protection, Public Infrastructure, Public Health, Business, Agriculture and Communities, the Ministry of Presidency's Department of Social Cohesion, Culture, Youth and Sport, Department of Citizenship, and among other government agencies. The event runs from 10 hours to 14 hours and will see government ministries engaging residents and handling issues directly. Following the outreach, the ministers will fan out to various communities along the Essequibo coast at 17 hours to meet with residents from the respective areas. Thus far, the government has hosted 7 successful outreaches across the country. The most recent took place in Linden, Region 10. The coalition government says this is part of its many efforts to ensure that it meets with the people at the grassroots level to build one-on-one interaction to ensure the promise of the good life for all. For InfoHub, Ayana George.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website dpi.gov.gy and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.